What's up, y'all? This is your boy, DJ BJ Clark, with the Afterwork Drive Show, right here on 104.5 WRFU. I want to invite you to tune in every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m. for the Afterwork Drive Show with your boy, DJ BJ Clark. I'll see you in the future. 104.5 WRFU. Man, what's up, y'all? It's the Afterwork Drive Show, and I want to thank everybody that tuned in online at WRFU.net, as well as 104.5 WRFU. And you guys know, our disclaimer does say WRFU is an open forum for Urbana Champaign community. Views expressed are those of the speakers and not intended to represent WRFU, UC, IMC, Urbana Socialist Forum. And I want to give a big shout out to all my people there at Papa John's on Florida Avenue in Urbana. But hey guys, we'll get to the introductions, we'll get to the thank yous and the sponsors and the underwriters of the Afterwork Drive Show. But right now, man, we got a big day here on the Afterwork Drive Show. And we got a special guest in the studio, Miss Ruth Wyman. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
All right. It's good to hear your voice.
It's great to be here.
All right. Well, you guys, I asked Ruth a while back in 2000, I think it was at the middle of 2019, if she ever wanted to be a guest on the Afterwork Drive Show. And she said, sure, I may have a reason one of these days to be a guest on the Afterwork Drive Show. And I was like, cool, one of these days, it'll happen. And there's a big reason why she's here, guys. And I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, actually. And I'm not going to be the one to tell everybody why you're here, because I'd like for you to do that. Okay, I'm going to just move this just a little bit closer. There we go. But we've been promoting it on Facebook, letting everybody know. Now, in the world of the public, of the media, today is Super Tuesday. I don't know why they call it Super Tuesday, but I guess it's super because you're here. All right, that's a reason why I can say it's Super Tuesday. But Ruth, welcome to the show. Thank you for being a guest.
Thanks for inviting me.
All right, so what brings you here to the Afterwork Drive Show?
Well, part is that you left the door unlocked, so I got to come in.
Yeah.
But it's also because I'm running for circuit judge here in Champaign County, and the election in Illinois is on March 17th.
That's
Actually,
right.
Early voting has already started.
That's correct.
So people can vote today and any day up until March 17th, but that's the deadline.
That is the deadline. March 17th is the deadline. And you're running for the Democratic primary party?
That's right. It's the March 17th is the primary election or nomination, and so whoever wins the nomination in the Democratic primary will go on to face. They go on to face the Republican nominee. There's only one who's running for circuit judge for the resident seat that I'm running for. Okay. And that'll be the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November.
Nice. So this is basically, if we would call this March Madness, because this is March, this would be like round one.
That's correct.
Round one, and we're trying to get to the final four, and then obviously the last game. But here we have a couple questions, and first of all, we want to thank everybody that's tuned in. I know we've had a lot of great feedback online. A lot of people want to hear your how you feel. They want to get to know you. They want to know the whys. Okay, and that's cool. That's why we're here.
The whys of Wyman?
The why of Wyman. Look at that. All right, you can hashtag that later. But first question, I'd like to get to know you, and we're going to do a bit of Q&A, if that's okay, a little Q&A. Now, Miss Ruth Wyman, what made you decide to get into law?
Well, I saw that people were being treated differently in the volunteer work that I did and in the work that I did for social service agencies, being treated differently and frankly worse because they were poor, because they were people of color, because they were of some sort of other status that wasn't of a privilege.
Right.
And frankly, that made me very mad.
Okay.
And
it's okay to be mad about that.
Yeah, well,
okay
as long as it's channeled, I think, in the right way. And so I learned to advocate
Mm-hmm.
for people and for issues, but I really felt that if I went into law and became an attorney, that I
Right.
could really advocate in a more effective way.
Mm-hmm.
And so that really pushed me into the practice of law and to studying law and becoming an attorney. And since then, I've been working for social justice for generally mostly people who have their rights that aren't being respected as I think they should be, and
Right.
wanting to get and working to get everyone's voice heard, not just those with high incomes.
Okay, that's really cool. That was a good point. That's a good view.
Thanks.
Great perspective. And it's heartfelt, very compassionate. And is this why you continue to do pro bono work as an attorney right now?
Yes, it is. It's a strong part of why I'm an attorney. It's a strong part of why I became an attorney. And frankly, that's really important to me.
That's cool. That's cool. Now, the county issues, all right, as the county issues, what are you most passionate about when it comes to, this county right here in Champaign?
Well, I think one of the biggest issues for me is what I have seen in my practice over the past 15 years, and that is the criminalization of poverty.
Okay.
I really believe that and see with my own eyes in our court system that people with low incomes or no incomes,
Right.
and people who are often black or brown, they are treated differently and
Right.
disparately
Yeah.
based on that
Well,
status.
you got a good point. You got a great point. Anybody that's been in the legal system knows when you go behind those bars, guilty or not guilty, it takes a little bit of money just to get out.
It does, and
Yeah.
it shouldn't. There's people should be punished for the crimes they commit, but
True.
when you have a criminalization of poverty, it appears, and I think it feels like to the individuals, to the families, and to the community that you're really being punished because
you're poor. Yeah, and that the crazy thing is that actually, I feel, this is my own personal view, that it slows down the justice system to do right.
It does.
Thank you for answering that question. Do you feel you could elaborate a little bit more on what you're passionate about for the Champaign County?
Sure.
Okay.
So judges have a lot of power, and there's a lot of discretion in the criminal cases, because judges preside over both criminal and civil proceedings. But in criminal cases, there's pretrial detention, so it's determining whether there's a cash bond, and if so, what that is, and then of course any other types of bonds, stay away orders, that sort of thing. But the cash bonds, I think, really disparately affect low-income individuals and their families, and it causes family separation. It causes individuals to lose their employment.
Here we go.
And I think it's it really and it causes, I believe, a lot of low-income individuals to plead guilty to a crime they didn't commit.
Yeah, just to get the heck out.
Just to get out, to be able to be with their family, to care for their children, and to work and make money. And that's not fair.
What you, to me, is, once again, my own personal view, but what you kind of described is the paradigm of hardship, financial hardship, as well as, I loved it how you said, okay, let's say Tanisha, we'll use the name Tanisha, she happened to make the decision to go out Friday night, to go drinking with the gals. It's girls' night out. And, she maybe had one or two drinks over, okay. And got pulled over, DUI, okay. But she's got little man at home, babysitter, looking at the clock like, hey, I'm supposed to be done by 1:30. Where are you? Right. She decides that, I'm going to call her up, can't get a hold of her. Well, 3 or 4 hours later, she's getting a phone call saying, hey, I'm locked up, I'm behind bars. Can you watch Troy for another XYZ until grandma gets there? Okay. Well, grandma, he can't go hold grandma at 2:00 in the morning.
Right.
I mean, it's early. To grandma, she's in the middle of her best sleep cycle. So basically, the paradigm is what I'm going to describe here. Is she sits in jail the whole weekend, and then the whole family's trying to bail her out because not everybody's fortunate and fortunate enough to have a couple $100 sitting in the bank. You know what I mean? People living paycheck to paycheck. Anyways, DJ Catwalk's probably like, let Ruth talk. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna let you talk.
That's
good. But then all of a sudden she can't get bail money until Wednesday. Well, she's got to go work at Walmart on Monday.
Right.
All right. No call, no show. You're out the door. There goes the rent money. There goes the gas money. There goes whatever money that you scrape by just to get by. But anyways, I'm sorry. I will bite my tongue on this show.
But you're exactly right. And so many people are living the paycheck to paycheck.
Yep.
And when they have to wait, when they've got to have a cash bond, and they can't afford it, they can't scrape it up, they don't have a credit card to just slap down and pay it, then it causes a cycle.
Yeah.
And or a domino effect.
It just goes deeper and deeper and deeper.
Right.
Right. Wow. Great, Ruth. I appreciate you just kind of talking a little bit about that with the folks. What strengths do you feel you bring to the position, or what makes you feel you have the widest and the best qualified experience for this position and against any candidate that's on the ballot right now for circuit judge?
Sure. Well, there's two main issues. One is that with my general practice, I practice law and take cases and represent folks in all areas of the law that a circuit judge presides over. We've got an assistant state's attorney who handles the felony call, or part of the felony call. We've got a public defender who handles juvenile abuse and neglect. We've got a civil attorney who handles complex civil cases. I represent people in all areas of the law, and that experience, I think, is helpful and very important, because when you're if you get elected circuit judge or appointed circuit judge, you preside over maybe a certain area, but then a judge gets sick, there's too many trials that are ready to go, there's a substitution of judge by one of the parties, and so you've got to be ready to take over and be able to address these issues, because justice delayed is justice denied, and people need their issues heard and decided appropriately. So that's one issue. The other is my work in the community, and especially in the immigrant community.
I'm loving that you're bringing this, because that was my next question about something that we love to see here at the Independent Media Center, and we all work together on this, but the immigrants.
Right. And, we are a nation of immigrants. Sometimes I think some people in Washington forget that. Right. But Champaign County actually has the second highest immigrant population in the entire state. Second, of course, just to Cook County.
Facts.
And I think it's wonderful. I think that's really what makes Champaign County and what makes this country great is the beautiful immigration or immigrant community. We've got a Congolese community that's growing. We've got a great Guatemalan community, Mexican community. We have people from so many different areas, and it's just wonderful. But it also calls for an understanding of different cultures, and being able to make some accommodations in the courts. And my work in helping to start a free legal clinic for immigrants, as well as continued representation, often as a pro bono attorney for these immigrants who are new here, learning the judicial system, and frankly figuring out how to handle this is important.
Also the language.
Yes.
Okay, now they're already trying to learn our language as English, but we all know that the judge court system, the system has its own language. So double time, it's hard. It's hard. So we appreciate you, number one, Ruth, for actually giving this service and being valuable in this way for the immigrants. It's amazing to see, actually. Very, very amazing. Now, Miss Ruth, what do you hope to accomplish as judge? And what is your vision?
Well, I guess holistically, you could call it a vision of making sure that everyone's voice is heard in the courtroom, and really making the legal system a justice system. We always, it seems that, you know, there are a lot of rules here, and you've got to file these motions, you've got to do this, and that's certainly important, but making sure that within that legal system, there is a sense of justice.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important, and that's what I've seen in my work in the courts in Champaign County, and then frankly throughout East Central Illinois, and even in the appellate courts.
Wow, sweet, deep. Now, I like to just kind of open it up just a little bit before you get out of here. We do want to educate the listeners and anybody that's tuned in online at WRFU.net, as well as in your car, 104.5. And for those that are going to be watching later online, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, how can people vote, and what are the websites that we can educate people to go to learn about, you know, your values as well as where to vote and stuff like that?
Sure. Well, my website is Wyman4, as in the number, circuitjudge.org. So WYMAN 4 is in the number, circuitjudge.org.
Okay.
So you can go there for more information about me. To vote, anyone who is a U.S. citizen and 18 years or older can vote. And so if you're a resident of Champaign County, whether you're a student, just moved here, or have lived here all of your life, you have the same right and the same voice.
Yeah. Even felons too. Felons can vote.
Sure. You've served your time, and you have that right.
Yeah.
And so, but you can go and vote. You can vote early.
Yeah,
that
early
is
voting.
Before March 17th. You can do that at the county clerk's office.
That's right.
Starting, I think, 8:30 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, Monday through Friday.
Right.
This past Monday, the early voting on campus also started.
That's correct. That's correct.
So we have early voting on the U of I campus.
Just bring a valid photo ID, current utility bill, bank check, statement, government check, or some type of form of ID. Student ID works too as well. Right. You guys check out ChampaignCountyClerk.com for more information about early voting. But Ruth, sorry I didn't mean to cut you off on that one. But you do have your website up and running, and they can always go to Wyman, the number 4, circuitjudge.org. Okay. Now, Ruth, I always ask every one of my guests this question. It's very complicated, but very simple. Sometimes the simple questions can be the most complicated questions. But where do you see yourself 5 years from now?
Well, I hope to be elected circuit judge and be presiding over a myriad of cases in Champaign County, and helping make this community one where people understand what their rights are, what their obligations are, and feel a part of this community, and feel that when they're, whether someone they know breaks the law, or has a legal issue, or is a juror, or has a traffic ticket, or a divorce, or any other issue that involves the court system, that they're being treated fairly and justly, regardless of the issue, regardless of the allegation, and regardless of their ability to pay. That's what I'm hoping, that we have more of a sense of, okay, justice was done. Maybe I didn't like the result. I wished it were different, but I understand it, and it was fair.
I love it. I love it. You know what? I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
On the election. Tuesday, March 17th is the last day for this round of voting.
Yes.
I want to encourage everybody. I've been telling everybody, anybody that comes into Papa John's, I'm like, you got to vote. You can early vote now, and vote for somebody that I find that is going to be one of the best candidates and the candidate to vote for when it comes to circuit judge. It's Ruth Wyman. They're like, Ruth Wyman, oh my God, we've been seeing all the signs around town. She must be really good. I'm like, she's like for the people. She is for the people. She knows the people. She gets the people. So we had like 4 or 5 people at Papa John's last night, and we were talking about today's show. And they were like, yeah, she's for the people. And then, you know, which, that's what we need.
Thanks.
Well, that's what we need. Somebody that's for the people, that know the people, that are about the people. And Ruth, we do appreciate you. last words, shout outs, and thank yous. We got any shout outs or thank yous here?
Well, shout outs to everyone who's been helping out, whether you put up a yard sign, whether you went door to door. We're still going door to door. And a special shout out to my husband Juan and my daughter Anna, who have been going door to door with me before soccer practice, after soccer games.
There you go.
And it's just been wonderful.
Cool. Ruth Wyman for Circuit Judge. You can find her on Facebook. Also, wymanforcircuitjudge.org. You guys get out and vote. Ruth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. And I wish you the best of luck here coming up. You guys keep it locked, stay in tune. And I got a song for you guys that really will help make you understand a little bit more about voting. We'll be right back after the song break. You're listening to the Afterwork Drive Show on 104.5 WRFU.
Votes more than 270, more than enough to become the 44th.
Well, thank you. Way to go. Were you nervous?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right. That's okay. Okay, you did great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
I appreciate it.
Like I said, Kathy and I, we're going to go vote.